The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The generator for Grand Key delayed again. National exam results are in and less than 6% got a C or above in 3 core subjects. And the police and the commissioner are concerned about weekend murders and crime. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Duquesa Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we're getting a preview of next month's Chick Charney Challenge. And later, it's time for our monthly Spotlight on the Orange Economy series. Today, we're talking about the Caribbean Culture Fund. That's all ahead, but first, it's time for the Overnight, the latest breaking news from while you're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the delivery of a long overdue replacement rental generation unit to Little Grand Key has been delayed again. Today marks 3 weeks since the island first lost power. BPL has been promising the shipment of the rental unit for nearly a week now. In an update yesterday, the power company said that the generator is now expected to arrive on Grand Key today, and it explained that the reasons behind the delay were unexpected. It said that their shipping company was notified that late Friday that the company selected to provide a mobilized replacement generation unit, but efforts to coordinate the release and collection of the unit initially faced some challenges. As BPL says, key personnel at the rental company were not immediately available. Well, of course, this situation is frustrating for residents. A lifelong Grand Key resident, Craig Cephas, expressing his extreme frustration yesterday, saying he no longer believes the updates being provided. Cephas says he's not listening to anything they say anymore. It's been a long road for Grand Key residents. On August 4th, BPL said an operational fault with the generator on the island led to the initial outage and said it planned to bring in a rental generation unit from Moores Island as a replacement. However, when that unit arrived days later, BPL said that it was damaged in transit and needed repairs. Then August 11th, it said that it restored power to Little Grand Key after securing a rental generation unit and bringing it online. But just 2 days later, BPL said the island was experiencing another outage due to an issue with the unit. Meanwhile, according to a new Ministry of Finance fiscal report, BPL and BEC's indebtedness to the central government ballooned from $179 million at the end of June 2022 to $381.9 million at the end of the 2025-2026 fiscal year. The fourth quarter 2025-26 public debt statistical bulletin shows that between March and June, the public treasury advanced $66.5 million to BPL. Officials have made no announcements and have given no reasons for the loans, but BPL has long been plagued by financial questions and challenges. And the government gave Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority an additional $18.7 million in loans in the first 2 quarters of the 25-26 fiscal year between January and June 2026. The fourth quarter bulletin also does not specify the exact dates of the loans, but it shows that in the third quarter of the fiscal year between January and March, the authority was given an $8.4 million loan. This added to the $10.9 million loan the government gave it in fiscal year 2024-2025. Less than 6% of all students who sat the BGCSE, the Bahamas General Certificate of Secondary Education exams in 2026 received a C or above in mathematics, English language, and a science. And education officials are reporting worsening math scores. A total of 6,169 candidates from 109 exam centers, 41 government and 68 private, were registered to take the exam. This year's showing represented a 1.08% increase over 2025 when 6,103 candidates from 108 centers were registered. Only 360 candidates achieved at least a C grade in math, English, and a science subject, representing 5.83% of all BGCSE candidates. Of those candidates registered, 2,002 sat 5 or more subjects, representing approximately 32.5% of the overall candidates. Among the candidates who sat 5 or more subjects, 649 individuals, or 32.4%, received a C or higher in at least 5 subjects, an increase from 627 candidates in 2025. This year, a total of 10,449 candidates registered for the BJC, the Bahamas Junior Certificate exams, with 3,904 sitting 5 or more subjects. Of those candidates, 1,405, or 36%, attained a minimum grade of C in at least 5 subjects. Following 2 murders on Saturday and several shootings over the weekend, Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles says that the force is upping its presence on the streets and continuing to target gun smugglers. Friday afternoon, a 51-year-old man was shot and killed. Saturday, a 52-year-old man was shot and killed at his home at Joe Farrington Road, and just hours later, a 36-year-old man was shot and killed along Gladstone Road. A Royal Bahamas Police Force document that detailed several operations was leaked on social media over the weekend. Knowles says that it will not discourage future operations, but she said, quote, "Our restricted document got onto social media. We certainly do not approve of that, and that is a matter we are investigating because it could have hampered the work that the good, decent officers of our organization are doing." A man awaiting trial for attempted murder has been sentenced to 1 year in prison for having contraband in his cell. On July 16th, corrections officers found 1.1 pounds of marijuana and 2 cell phones in Kenneth Sweeting's cell at the Department of Correctional Services. The 31-year-old Sweeting pleaded guilty to drug possession with intent to supply and possession of prohibited articles at his arraignment before Assistant Chief Magistrate Shaka Serville. In 2024, Sweeting was accused of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life. Prosecutors allege that Sweeting attempted to murder Inspector Kimberly Smith Roll in New Providence after he grabbed her service pistol during a struggle on January 18th. Sweeting is also accused of aggravated assault of the inspector. Prosecutors further allege that Sweeting had the firearm with intent to endanger the life of Police Constable Jason McCarty. And 2 Bimini residents have been granted bail after denying that they had a powerful prescription opioid with the intent to supply. 25-year-old Javon Roberts and 36-year-old Hillary Cargill Jr. were arrested on August 20th in Baileytown after police officers found 116 oxycodone pills and a small amount of marijuana while searching a home. Roberts and Cargill are accused of intending to distribute the prescription painkillers and having the marijuana for personal use. They denied both allegations at the arraignment before Senior Magistrate Raquel Wims and were each granted $4,000 bail. The trial is set for November. Overseas, an oil tanker was hit with a projectile off the coast of Oman in the Strait of Hormuz, according to a report today that highlighted the ongoing dangers for shipping companies attempting to use the waterway while Iran holds it in firm control. The attack coming as a high-level delegation from Pakistan, which has been a main mediator between the United States and Iran, was wrapping up meetings in Tehran with the goal of bringing a negotiated end to the nearly 6-month-old war. The oil tanker was hit Monday night a few miles off the east coast of Oman, according to the report from the British military's United Kingdom Maritime Trade Organization. The unknown projectile hit the engine of the ship and disabled it, but all crew have been reported safe. Canada will announce retaliatory tariffs against the United States today after relations deteriorated sharply Monday, with U.S. President Donald Trump telling Canadian leaders to, quote, fall in line or face consequences, quote, far worse than existing tariffs, and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney accusing Washington of trying to subordinate Canada. Trump also threatened new 50% tariffs on Canadian vehicles, auto parts, and steel, while Carney said U.S. trade demands showed Washington wanted to, quote, destroy our major industries, including autos, steel, and aluminum. The Finance Minister and 3 other cabinet ministers are also expected today to share details of supports for workers affected by tariffs. Prime Minister Carney said earlier Monday that Canada may need to move away from matching U.S. tariffs dollar for dollar and instead use more targeted retaliation aimed at protecting Canadian workers and businesses. And a powerful gang coalition attacking a once peaceful farming community nestled in the hills above Haiti's capital, killing multiple people. An official speaking to the Associated Press saying armed men raided the community late Sunday, setting fire to homes and killing residents. Wails filled the air as survivors found the bodies of friends and family strewn on the streets early Monday. One man flung himself on the side of the road, head on his right arm as he cried on the ground. Nearby people picked up the bodies of those killed, some wrapped in blood-spattered sheets. Haiti's Office of Citizen Protection issued a statement decrying the massacre, saying dozens of people, including numerous young Haitians, were killed. The director of Haiti's National Police visited the area and defended police officers as journalists pressed for answers. The head of Port-au-Prince's prosecutor's office also came under pressure. He said there are 8 armored vehicles in the area, adding that there are technical responses that only the mayor and the police can answer. Haiti's government issued a statement condemning what it called a heinous criminal attack, saying that reinforcements are being deployed. It said the security forces were ordered to pursue those responsible, adding, quote, the population must remain confident, promising that it would not back down. Gangs control an estimated 70% of Port-au-Prince, Gang violence has displaced a record 1.5 million people across Haiti, where more than 3,100 people were reported killed from January to June and another 1,189 injured, according to UN statistics. And 6 people who were deported by the United States to Liberia last week resisted getting off the plane and instead were sent to Equatorial Guinea, another African nation that signed a third country deportation agreement with the Trump administration. That's according to a person on the plane and a lawyer in contact with the 6 people speaking to the Associated Press. Under a series of often secret agreements, the Trump administration has deported thousands of people to 24 countries that aren't their own as it pushes ahead with its immigration crackdown. Immigration lawyers say the practice is being used as a legal loophole to indirectly return some asylum seekers to countries they fled. The group who refused to get off the plane in Liberia on Thursday include 4 Cuban men, a Brazilian man, and a Cameroonian woman. A Honduran deportee aboard the flight said the group refused to disembark, saying Liberia was not their country and that they would face danger there. They were then separated from the others, saying that other passengers got off in Liberia because they feared officers would force them.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, Bahamian professional women's basketball player Jonquel J.J. Jones is set for a 9th straight WNBA postseason as her team, the New York Liberty, clinched a spot Sunday. Liberty officially securing a spot in the 2026 playoffs following the Portland Fire's loss to the Washington Mystics on Sunday night. Jones is in the WNBA postseason for a 9th straight season, as we said, missing the playoffs just her rookie season, while the Liberty is making a 6th consecutive appearance. The 32-year-old 10-year center who recently returned to the court from a left ankle injury is having a respectable season. The former league MVP is averaging 14.6 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 2.8 assists, while 49.7% from the floor and 38.5% from the three-point range. She has started 37 games of 37 games played for the Liberty this season, missing just one. Meanwhile, Angel Reese rebounding her way into the record books not once but twice in one night. Reese set a WNBA record with 26 rebounds in the Atlanta Dream's 78-71 win over the Los Angeles Sparks Monday, pushing her past the season record in the same game. Reese surpassed Shamik Holdsclaw's record of 24 rebounds set on May 23, 2003 for Washington. She now has 458 rebounds in the season, 7 more than Asia Wilson's mark set in 2024. Reese secured her WNBA leading 27th double-double of the season on a basket with 13.9 seconds left in the game that gave her 11 points. And not many thought Deshaun Watson had a chance of reclaiming the starting quarterback job with the Cleveland Browns, since Watson ruptured his right Achilles tendon the first week in Game 7 in 2024. The owners had said during last year's owners' meeting that the Browns took a big swing and miss when they sent 3 first-round picks to Houston for the controversial quarterback in 2022. But after Shedeur Sanders had a solid first half in last Saturday's 31-7 loss to Buffalo, a frustrated Watson said the boos from the crowd were personal and showed disrespect after he took the field in Cleveland for the first time in 22 months. Despite those hurdles and a close competition with Sanders, Watson will be the Browns' starting quarterback for their September 13th opener at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coach Todd Monken making the announcement Monday after informing Watson and Sanders. Watson, a 10-year veteran, split reps with Sanders with the first unit throughout the offseason training camp and the preseason. That's sports, and that's the overnight time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got another heat advisory in effect for the entire Bahamas today, as well as the Turks and Caicos Islands. Everyone's being advised to limit outdoor activities and stay hydrated, especially in the northern half of the country. So hot and humid conditions will continue today while the surface trough across the northern islands, along with tropical moisture, will maintain some showers and thunderstorms across the northern half of the country. A ridge of high pressure is generating gentle to moderate winds and slight seas in the north through central islands, while fresh winds and moderate seas are likely within the southeastern islands. A tropical wave is moving away from the southern islands, leaving a few showers across the central and southeast Bahamas. So for today, there is a slight to moderate risk of rip currents affecting the eastern and southern shorelines of the southeast Bahamas. And again, another day with the UV index in the high to extreme range. There is a slight to moderate risk for isolated to strong and severe thunderstorms across portions of the northwest Bahamas this afternoon. And these storms can produce strong gusty winds, frequent lightning, heavy downpours, and waterspout activity. So your forecast for today. The northernmost islands looking at a mix of sun and clouds, becoming fair tonight with a 20 to 40% chance of widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. The rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, looking at partly to mostly cloudy conditions today, becoming fair to partly cloudy tonight with a 30 to 50% chance of widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Variably cloudy today for the central islands, partly sunny for the southeast Bahamas. Both areas seeing fair conditions tonight, about a 10 to 30% chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms. For boaters, winds southeast at 10 knots or less, falling light and variable at times for the northernmost islands, southeast at 10 to 15 knots for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, and easterly at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts, especially tonight for the central and southeast Bahamas. Temperatures today, another day with highs getting up to around 95 Fahrenheit, 35 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like it's 112 Fahrenheit, 44 Celsius for the northernmost islands. Most other areas looking at heat indices around 108 to 110 Fahrenheit, 42 to 43 Celsius. Wow. Overnight lows tonight getting down to a very warm 81 to 82 Fahrenheit, 27, 28 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance, made simple. It is time for a break, but when we come back, we are discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/global medicine.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Tell them.
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/global medicine.
Cool. I just paid my insurance premium online.
That is cool. But how about an insurance portal that does that and more? NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents. All fully online. With NUA, you have so much more than just a payment portal. You have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
Running low on summer funds? Squeeze every drop of fun out of your summer with a Fidelity personal loan. From backyard upgrades to family getaways, Fidelity is here to help. Call 356-7764 today.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC 422-4796, standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, DeQuessa Dean. DeQuessa.
Happy Tuesday, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good morning. Great to see you as always.
Good to be here.
Can you believe this is the final Tuesday of August?
I can't. No.
It feels like it should be the second Tuesday, but it's the fourth.
It should be like April. So this is always puzzle to me. When you're younger, it seems like time just can't go fast enough.
Yeah.
But as you mature, it seems like time is just going so fast. Which one is it?
It's
two
both.
things could be the same, right?
Well, I bet you even for the kids today with devices, even their time is going by faster. But yeah, you remember a school day used to feel so painful?
Yes.
6 hours or 8 hours. And now you have a 6-hour layover in an airport, and it's like, it goes like that.
Yep. My granddaughter was like, school open already?
Wild stuff. September is here. Crazy. So we got a lot going on today. We are going to, take a listen to this. You remember this? Remember this song? DeQuesta's actually saying she's never heard this before. What? It's impossible. Rock the Boat?
Never.
By Aaliyah?
Never heard it.
Oh, my. Well, anyway, today, that's our special theme for the day, Aaliyah songs. You remember what happened? 25 years ago today, this beautiful, talented lady
it's 25 years already?
died in Marsh Harbor when her plane crashed while they were filming the video for this very song, which was released shortly after her death. So we're going to celebrate her life with Aaliyah songs all morning.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
25 years already.
25 years. Wow. And so you know what that means. That was the summer. We thought this, if you think this summer was crazy, that summer, unbelievable. What came just every week after was just crazy stuff, including the straw market fire and then 9/11.
Well, we don't want to repeat it.
25 years already.
Wow.
For all those things.
Really?
Wild. How time is flying.
It is.
Yeah. But all morning long, we're going to be playing some of her biggest hits and my favorite Aaliyah songs. So, 25 years. And
such a beautiful young lady. Talented.
Yeah. It's very sad that it had to end here. Yeah. But we'll always be connected. All right, so that's this morning, but also we're going to be getting a preview of the Chick Charity Challenge. Our colleague, our friend Chester Robart is going to give us an update on that. And then later, our monthly Spotlight on the Orange Economy series. We're going to learn about the Caribbean Culture Fund. They provide grants for creatives, and you need to be paying attention to that if you are in the orange economy. So all of that ahead on this busy Tuesday morning, but let's get into what else is in the news. 25 years. Just can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That means I was only 25. That's crazy. That's crazy. What? Wow. Oh, boy. Okay, so in the news, we're going to get to BGCSE and BJC results, and national exam results are out. But we got a rule for today. If you're calling in or even texting, you're going to be required to talk about your results. Because there's a lot of judgment going around.
Exactly.
But let's hear how you did on BJCs and BGCSEs or GCEs if you're, right, old.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Right, like me. So let's hear from you too. So what did you do? Were you all A's? Yeah. And what? And does it matter? Does it matter? That's another important conversation. And we're gonna get into all of that. But first, BPL again. Grand Key. What have they done to deserve this? This is just awful. And every day there's a new excuse. Every day some apology or delay or everything. And still 3 whole weeks and no electricity.
Horrible.
So the generator is delayed again. Our Rachel Scott has been following this story. So the delivery of a long overdue replacement rental generation unit, just a rental, to Little Grand Key has been delayed again. Today marks 3 weeks since the island first lost power. BPL has been promising the shipment of the rental unit for nearly a week now. A week. In an update yesterday, the power company said that the generator is now expected to arrive on Grand Key today, as it explained the reasons behind the recent unexpected delays. So in the latest excuse, it said, quote, the shipping company was notified late Friday evening that they were the company selected to provide and mobilize the replacement generation unit. Efforts to coordinate the release and collection of the unit initially faced some challenges as key personnel at the rental company were not immediately available. The unit was released from the rental company on Saturday, August 22nd, following the completion of servicing. The shipping company then coordinated with fuel suppliers and mobilized the necessary equipment and resources to transport the unit. The generator was taken into the shipping company's possession on Sunday, August 23rd. Final preparations for transportation are underway. Oh, boy. Okay. Lifelong Grand Key resident Craig Cephas expressing his extreme frustration yesterday, saying he's no longer believing any of the updates being provided. Saying, quote, like when you promise a little child candy to try to get him to behave, that's how it feels. Ain't nothing happening, ain't no generator, nowhere in sight yet, no barge in sight yet. I ain't listened to anything anymore. When I see the power come on and the BPL workers or the boat pass my dock saying the generator's here, I'll believe it. I've got to see the lights on to believe it. Well, yeah, so it's been a long road. Every couple of days, something happens or something doesn't happen, and folks are frustrated. As they should be.
3 weeks without electricity is a long time.
My goodness. So aside from updates on the ever-shifting shipment timeline, authorities have been relatively quiet on the power issues. North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish has not issued any public statements or updates on the situation, nor have any cabinet ministers. Back to longtime resident Craig Cephas, he said that the handling of the situation clearly shows how those in position view Grand Key and its residents. He said, quote, a little key like this could be out and need a generator for this long, over 2 weeks now, going on 3 weeks, and they couldn't do more than whatever they're doing to get a generator here to this island? Come on. Nobody could tell me nothing to ease my mind, and nobody could tell me no story, because all I've been hearing is stories. And from the government that could just make a phone call and make things happen, I even hate talking about it, because seriously, this is crazy. This is beyond unacceptable, man. Wow. The protracted Grand Key outage has occurred amid a broader power crisis affecting islands across the country, including New Providence, Abaco, and Eleuthera. Those 3 among the hardest hit with repeated, sometimes extended outages. Wow. What is going on? Why is everybody so quiet? Nobody's saying anything.
Well, the prime minister said that the buck stops with him. So
then we don't need to vote for anybody.
No,
just
we-
have
no,
one
exactly.
leader, and you
Right.
just do everything.
Right.
Because what is
So
the
it
point of an
seems
MP?
He's taking responsibility away from the people that were put in place to do this.
Okay.
You know, but I what could they say though, Dwight? What could they say?
You could say a lot.
They have, you were talking yesterday about all these BPL WhatsApp communities just sending you update after update after update. But what could they say? The situation is dire. The system is in need of extreme rehaul. This is going to continue to happen until it gets fixed. So what haven't they said? That they need to continue saying the same thing? I mean, what could they say?
Okay.
I mean, they've said this. What new information are they going to come with?
Let's have this conversation. What should an MP be doing when the area they represent is in crisis?
Yes.
What do you expect them to do?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Because you want to call an MP, some of you, for any and everything.
Yep.
Your biggest crisis ever, you don't know where they are. So what? That's fine. They're not here for that. They're only here to make laws. Is that your answer? Or what can he do? He can't fix electricity. Okay. Or
But
three, what? What is it?
agitate.
What are the options?
Definitely could have a voice.
Or at least send
You
out
know,
statements saying, I feel your
yeah.
pain. I can't understand
Connect
this
with the
either. I'm
community,
working. I've been
yeah.
talking to the minister, to the prime minister, the buck stopper, and he's telling me this. And right? What do you expect the person to do? Let's hear from you. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. I've never been there. I no idea. It looks like a very small place, but maybe if they have an empty lot, they need to consider generating their own power and getting rid of these folks.
Yeah. I also think the government should be proactive, Dwight, in thinking of how they will compensate the citizens of Grand Key. Because 3 weeks and you're paying $9 a gallon for gas to run generator for 3 weeks.
What do you hope to hear from them?
I am saying that they need to be proactive in offering them compensation for the additional expense.
I mean, they're barely acknowledging that anything's happening. So, seriously?
Right. That's why I'm saying to be proactive.
Wow. Okay.
And to your question, the MPs are basically those that sit in the governing party. Their hands are tied.
Are they?
Their hands are tied because you cannot speak out. It is politically incorrect to speak out against something that makes your party look horrible, whether it's true or not, right? Whether the situation is what it is, your hands are tied.
That's fine. You don't have to speak. But you need to say something.
You could
right?
communicate with your
I've been talking
community.
I've been
Yes.
doing this. I understand the
That,
pain.
yeah.
This is very frustrating, and we're working on this. And just say something. I mean, it's only going to be like the resident said, dangling candy in front of a
Right.
baby.
I mean, they could go beyond.
Try something.
I feel that they could go beyond that. They have parks and all of these constituencies. They could set up the little water, with them little things, step pads for the children to play on, let the water come out, cool the children off. They could have ice beverages for our seniors to set up, a cooling station or a cooling area. Like they could do things that are creative and innovative for us here, but they're not.
That might make
right?
people angry over there.
You know?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like all they have to do is look at other countries that deal with heat waves and what do they do and why can't they set up similar things here for their constituents to benefit from?
Okay, let's hear from you. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Good morning, Cousin Dwight, and good morning, Reggie.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Wonderful, Dwight. And boy, Dwight, you brought back some memories this morning with Rock the Boat. When I used to do DJ services, Grammy Boy used to do DJ services, I was down there DJing for one of my friends. God rest his soul, he was a police officer at his party, Parish, named Parish, off Wolf Road. And Liam was just at the airport. We closed the party down, and we went to the airport to see them off, because there was a bunch of them. And we tried to get autographs, but the bodyguards wouldn't allow us. And then they went on the planes. And coming from the airport, all of a sudden we heard fire engines and sirens. So we went back. And then they a while later, they started to bring the charred bodies back to the airport and took them to the clinic down there. It was a sad afternoon, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and Anna Boy was right there. But with reference to Grand Key, right, what you got to realize about that key in particular, it was into heavy politics, especially the man who was in charge of that key, God rest his soul. They was into heavy politics, and there was a time when a certain party members went there to campaign and was run off their dock back onto their boats. You understand? So I guess it's probably payback time.
So we are comfortable talking like this, that because they are affiliated with another party, this is what happens? Yeah?
Listen to me, Dwight.
This is where we are.
No little play politics. This was heavy politics when it comes to Grand Key. And anybody who know Grand Key can call in this morning and tell you that. So my uneducated guess is it's payback time.
I would hope
Thanks
not.
for taking Grammy Boy.
Well, that's a disgrace.
Yeah,
that's awful.
I really hope not.
And then you know, oh man, you can cause me to say some terrible things on the air.
No, that's horrible if it is.
That's
hopefully it's not.
Couldn't.
Right.
My goodness. Okay. Let's read some text messages. This person says, Grand Key is a fishing village. Most people fish for a living, and to be without power for the opening of lobster season is a major financial blow to those people. This is so sad. This person says the people of Grand Key don't deserve any compensation. They were all bought out to vote for this lousy administration when the PLP paid all their light bills and the building material vouchers before the election. You, texter, you need to seek the Lord, and you need prayers and maybe to have your demons cast out. Because I don't think they asked for that.
Exactly. But how are they different from any other constituency where people were doing similar things, just not vouchers or paying BPL bills, but they were paying something, that things were happening that we all know. So please, why is one constituency worse off than another?
So already seeing the trend here, right? This is how the Bahamian people think.
That's how we think.
Okay, so we're in big problems.
But when something happens to them, they want thought and consideration.
Okay, sure. This person says, what about Fresh Creek Andros? Nothing's being heard about the bridge in Fresh Creek Andros. Aren't they? Didn't they condemn it and say they're inspecting it and looking into it and fixing it and all that stuff? So they're working on it. This person says here, wasn't it said that the government MPs are on vacation until the end of September? Meanwhile, Bahamians are sweating in the heat for hours, days, and weeks. I don't think it was said that, but the House is on a summer break. Now, does that mean the same thing? Okay. This person says here, where in the world is a substantive minister responsible for BPL? Shopping? Oh, boy. Where and with whom does the buck stop today? Is Spanish Wells experiencing these type of power issues? It would be interesting to know how they keep their power on. This person says, I disagree with your co-host. MPs speak out. She meant PLP MPs. I recall Travis Robinson, Vaughn Miller, Frederick McAlpine, even back in the day, Algernon Allen and Kenneth Russell speaking out.
Okay.
Many do, and then you get ostracized by your party.
Black sheep.
This person says here, The caller's right. Lifer Key was off for almost a week. I don't know who was. what are you saying? Are you saying that everybody in Lifer Key is aligned with one political party? Is that what you're? Oh boy. Okay, those MPs are on August vacation. They can't say anything about these disasters that are going on in their areas. Their leader told them to shut up. The buck stops with him. They're getting their 2 meats.
But could they
So be
support their
quiet.
constituencies, though? Can they support their constituencies?
And this texture says here, payback is real. You all can't be serious. And you're just going to, everyone's just like, oh, that's just how it is, you know? Yeah?
I hope not, Dwight.
The only way to stop political tribalism is to elect someone other than the PLP or FNM. And I think they're suggesting COI. Can someone tell me what's... Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Okay. I saw a video on TikTok for a Bahamian wedding in Paris, and I could have sworn I saw the minister... Oh, what's that got to do with anything? I don't know. But I mean, you can still say things. You can still issue statements. No? Continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. Meanwhile, the big headline in the National Guardian: government gave BPL $380 million, including another $66 million. So, according to the new Ministry of Finance fiscal report, BPL and BC's indebtedness to central government ballooned from $179 million at the end of June 2022 to $381.9 million at the end of the 2025-2026 fiscal year, which just ended a couple months ago. The fourth quarter 2025-26 Public Debt Statistical Bulletin shows that between March and June, the public treasury advanced $66.5 million to BPL. Officials have made no announcements and have given no reasons for the loans, but BPL has long been plagued by financial challenges. So the question remains, what was the $382 million in government loans used for? Back in 2024, Energy Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis told Parliament BPL had over $500 million in debt. She said that it owes banks, it owes the government, and the employees' pension is underfunded by $120 million. She said another $500 million was needed to upgrade and improve aged and deteriorated infrastructure. So the $381.9 million advanced by central government is separate from the $130 million raised in a bond offering and from private investors for the upgrade of the transmission and distribution system on New Providence. So back in 2024, the Davis administration announced that Pike Corporation's Bahamian subsidiary, Island Grid Solutions, was a major shareholder in Bahamas Grid Company, which the government said took ownership of the T&D system from BPL. However, Pike has since exited the deal, and BGC's CEO, Dario McKenzie, told reporters earlier this month that the transfer of those assets was still pending, but BGC said it has already invested that $130 million in the upgrades. So it's just... what's going on? You can read more on that story from Candia Dames in today's National Guardian. It's just crazy what's happening there. And there's another story about beaches and parks getting an additional $18.7 million. Where is this money going? Anywhere but in equipment that could keep the lights on. Oh, boy. Okay. So, again, all those great stories in today's National Guardian. You got to pick it up to see what's really happening. Wild.
Wow.
Wild stuff. Okay. So let's move on to education and national examination results. The press conference yesterday outlining how students did on the BGCSE and the BJCs. And it's a lot of numbers, but let's see if we can pick through it all to get to the meat of what's happening. Take a listen to this report first, and then we'll get deeper into it. This report from our Vonik Toot. Let's get that report to you as we get that up and running. While we work on that, less than 6% of students get a C or above in 3 of the core subjects. That's math, English, and science. Take a listen.
Of the 6,169 candidates who sat the Bahamas General Certificate of Secondary Education examinations this year, 32% earned grades of C or above, while 987 candidates, or 49.3%, achieved at least 5 A to D passes. The 2026 BGCSE and BJC exam results were announced by Director of Education Dominique McCartney-Russell during a news conference at the Office of the Prime Minister on Monday. She noted that both the overall pass rate and the A to C pass rate increased slightly compared to last year.
In addition, 987 candidates, or approximately 49.3% of those who sat 5 or more subjects, achieved at least 5 A to D passes, compared to 970 in 2025. A total of 360 candidates achieved at least grade C in mathematics, English language, and a science subject, representing a 5.83% of the overall BGCSE candidature. These statistics should be interpreted within the context of candidates who distribute their subject load across multiple years.
However, mathematics results remain a major concern for education officials, with the A to D pass rate in maths falling to 33%, down from 2025. McCartney-Russell says the ministry is taking steps to address the decline in mathematics performance, including strengthening support for math teachers who are said to be struggling.
And so some of the things that we are seeking to advance, we've already identified 2 math officers, they're new education officers. They've been tasked with looking for strategies to support our students. And so you will find that we will focus on, and have started already, focusing on creating math labs. And that gives students the opportunity not just to learn about the theory and from concept, but to take the abstract and to make it concrete, and so more hands-on opportunities. We're also engaged with training. We've already trained some math teachers.
A total of 27 subjects were offered this year, with the Ministry of Education reporting strong students' performance in several technical and vocational subjects.
Art and Design C achieved a 100% pass rate. Carpentry and Joinery, 98.1%. Food and Nutrition, 97.3%. Art and Design B, 97%. Graphical Communication, 96.1%. Music, 95.6%. Auto Mechanics, 94.3%. Literature, 93.7%. And Office Procedures, 91.9%. These results demonstrate very strong performance in several technical and vocational, arts, and humanities subjects. A number of other subjects recorded solid pass performance, including geography at 88.9%, French at 87.4%, electrical installation at 86.7%, art and design A at 86.5%, religious studies at 85.7%, chemistry at 82.7%, English language at 81.6%.
Female students also continue to outperform their male counterparts in the national examinations.
The female A to D pass rate was approximately 73.55%, compared with 68.46% for males. Females increased at grades A, C, and D compared with 2025, while males increased at grades C and D but declined at grades A and B. The U rate was 3.15% for females and 4.6% for males, indicating a continuing gender difference in overall performance.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonik Toot.
Okay, so a lot of numbers there, a lot of letters and numbers thrown out there, but I hope you were able to pick out some of the key points. Definitely boys are underperforming compared to girls. Still. And girls are achieving, more girls are achieving the better results than the boys. All right, so let's get your reaction to all this. Again, everybody who's commenting is going to be required to talk about their results too. Just to be fair, right?
So for clarity, a D is a pass.
Yes, on the BGCSE.
Right.
Because of the scale.
Right, because of the scale. Right. And then there were 2 exams, right?
Well, there's the BJC and the BGCSE.
No, I mean, you have like the math extended where you could get an A, and then you have like math where highest grade you could get is a C.
Supposedly.
Is that clear? Is that true? I mean,
yeah,
is that accurate?
I mean, see, we are non-BGCSE takers, and so, and I don't think the people who've done it really don't
understand.
Well, maybe that,
know.
but also they don't tell the story properly.
Right.
Right?
So what is
Because
a
for
D?
certain people, that's the highest you could get is a C.
Right.
Apparently.
Right. Right.
right?
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like when we keep talking about us being a
But
D
that's what it is.
Average, is a D a failure based on the scale, or is a D a pass? Like what is a D, and why did they choose D? Because D is, you connect D with like below.
They could very easily change it. We've been saying that for almost 20 years. That this doesn't make any sense. Maybe change it to numbers or a word, distinction, credit, pass, something. Change it.
Right.
So that this stupid D average talk can stop.
Right. Because on the GCE scale, a D was a fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it wasn't a pass.
Right.
But in the BGCSE, it's a pass. Right. So it could be very confusing.
It is very confusing, and it's been a lot of
right.
boomers and Xers talking about this thing, but didn't do this.
Exactly.
And have controlled the narrative for all these many years, while other people get to continue to say this thing to demean us.
Exactly.
That this is a D average nation. Mm-hmm. Well, D isn't the average, so it would be average because average is the average.
Right.
Average is average.
Right.
And A average would be very bizarre and problematic.
Yeah. Yes.
And if everybody fails,
smart.
then you've got a problem with the test too, right?
Exactly.
So let's be sensible. But clearly those people didn't pass math who keep saying that we are a D-average nation. Or don't understand the scale.
Don't understand the scale.
Don't understand the scale. Let's get your reaction. Again, you got to tell us your grades. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
You, is it the question?
Yes.
You all hit the nail on the head. I always ask the question when this conversation arises, what are the expectations for us? Because there appears to be this expectation that everybody ought to get an A or a B or at least a C.
Right.
The fact of the matter is the average person will not get that.
Yes.
Okay? And so if I think we need to re-examine what our expectations are and determine that average is average. That's who we are.
Absolutely.
There are very few people, and it's demonstrated in the exams themselves, who will be all A's, all B's, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of us will be an average person. Okay? Now, I graduated high school 38 years ago. So, yeah, I'm a Generation X. And I took GCEs.
Right.
I did well in my GCEs. I got A's, I got B's, and I got a G because I didn't like biology. That's that. Okay?
Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Sure.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the call.
But I mean, is a D really a pass? Like somebody needs to tell me because I don't know.
The scale is you can find it. We'll pull it up. Every year we have to read it.
Yeah.
But D, they tell you what a D means, that you have basic understanding of the subject material.
But if you get a D, it doesn't allow you to get admittance into
COB/UB.
Right.
So there's always been this disconnect. And so there has been an issue with the Ministry of Education that they have to admit it. They have not sold this properly, explained it to the stakeholders, because that shouldn't be like that for
exactly.
UB.
If it's a pass,
right,
then it should
although
be
UB
accepted as a pass.
can have their standards. They could say, "Hey, well, we don't care if it's a pass. We want you to have a C."
Need you to have a C.
Right, and maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Perhaps.
I don't know. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Dwight, in my day, we didn't have grade points, 3 point, 4 point, and that. We had what we call distinctions, credit, and passes, and fail.
Mm-hmm.
Distinction was top line, credit next, and then pass. And that's what you needed to get in from government school to high school. My first year taking the BJC happened the year before your father came to Donald Davis. But the first year, I only passed religion because I had a bad accident playing soccer in Eastern City Schoolyard. I was tripped going to score, and I fell into the goalpost on my shoulder. When I woke up, I was in intensive care. I skipped that whole year of exam, and all my friends left me behind and went to the high schools. So when I came back, we had moved over to Donald Davis with your father, and he was my headmaster for 1 year. He wanted me to be head boy. I told him, all my friends left me behind. I only have time to take my BJC. I came back in the BJC year, and I took the other 8, and I got 4 distinctions, 3 credits, and that was a pass.
Excellent.
And then I went on to government high, and then that's why I messed up, because now we're in the government high with a beautiful white pant and blue shirt, and I got involved in sports. Volleyball, softball, soccer, this and that and that. And then being young teenager, fooling with the girls. Next thing I know, the GCE exam coming up, and I didn't get one of them.
Oh, no.
But then I went out, I was accepted to go off to university. I wanted to be an architect. I had no money. My father said he didn't have none, so it was out to work. I ended up at Delta International. I ended up married. I ended up working, and I ended up out into the world without ever going back to school, other than taking an accounting course and passed place in second stage, and I didn't go back to school ever.
So this is really interesting, Sparky, because I always hear you talk about it, how you still were able to buy a house and you did all these things. So do you think we put too much pressure on these national examinations?
Well, nowadays, I don't understand, because we couldn't carry no D average home to our parents. That was like, you might just get a whooping. But coming home with a D average, then I hear again, ministers of education saying D is a pass and D is okay. That was unheard of in our day. And in my class, the guys used to fight for first place. I used to normally come between 7 and second. I never got the first place. But the girls used to be in the back of the classroom, and we hardly used to ever have with the girls. The men used to fight to come in the first 5, the first 10. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. Well, again, remember on the scale you're talking about, that would have been the credit. No,
right.
The pass, just
Right.
the regular pass.
Right. But I mean, that's a valid. I think it was a good question that you asked, Sparky. However, not only is it like putting too much pressure, because if you know students aren't functioning well in the subject, why would you have them take the national exam for it, right? That's one question. But secondly, like, if you have students that have strong technical backgrounds, yes, I know you need math and English to be successful in any business. You need to understand it. Do you need to pass? I mean, I just want to, this is an interesting conversation, like, because there are people who have gone on to have great careers that did not pass these exams.
Yeah.
So
it's really tricky, because you don't want to encourage students to just like
not
slack
do the
off
exams,
and don't care about anything.
But I do want to encourage teachers not to have students sign up for exams that they know they're going to fail. Or parents, not just teachers. Because if I'm not great, if I'm not passing this in your class, Dwight, if you're teaching me social sciences or you're teaching me history and I'm not passing, should I really take the national exam?
But obviously that's happening, right? Because when you hear the number of these students are taking like 5 BJCs and 3 BGCSEs, I mean, that's unheard of back in the day.
I mean, back in the day, we took like 8 to 10.
I think I have 11 BJCs.
I think I have 10. Yeah.
And 7 GCs.
But I mean, are they all valid now?
I mean, yeah, nobody cares.
Right.
I can't remember what they were.
Right.
But we were taking everything, and then now they're not taking everything. So things have definitely changed. So just really want to go through this again. Every year we have to do it. This is crazy. But this is the scale. So the BGCSE, again, we keep the 7-point scale. We wish they would move this to numbers or to words. Right? One could be the highest.
Exactly.
The bigger number, the highest. I don't know. Move it away from ABCD, or at least adjust the scale in all schools so that everyone knows that the D is the pass.
Right.
That seems to be a harder thing to do. But D means that knowledge is specific and appropriate to the task. Comprehension evident, critical thinking or problem-solving skills satisfactory.
So it's not dumb. Right? I mean,
Wow.
when people say, "Oh, we're the average nation," they're saying we're dumb. They're saying we're dumb,
Well,
right?
that's what
So
certain people seem to be implying.
right. So it's not that you're dumb. You
it's
have an
average.
understanding of it, and you know. So yeah, they need to do something to change that.
Well, we've been, again, this is 20 years, maybe from the beginning, which is it started, 1993? They've been saying this from then.
Right. Why D?
C is knowledge is specific and appropriate to the task, evidence of sound comprehensive skills, good, high order, or problem-solving skills. That's C. But E is general basic knowledge exhibited, also evidence of ability to comprehend the knowledge and limited problem-solving skills.
So nobody really fails. Nobody.
I mean, it's not good. It's not satisfactory. It's below satisfactory.
It is.
Yeah. So you know your name, I guess. No, let me stop. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Morning. I am 73 years old, okay? I school on the family island. I don't have any DJC, GCE. For 16 years, I was an assistant teacher. I taught for 2 years. I left. I went to Nassau, did electrical engineering. And right now, to cut a long story short, when I reached 48 years old, I was mortgage-free. I had a house in Andros, a house in Nassau, and a business paid for. Now I'm retired in Andros, and my son and my daughter is operating my business in Nassau.
Okay, it's impressive. So, I mean, what's the moral of the story? Education doesn't matter,
The story
or
is that GCE, BJC, and all those English and you should have maths. I agree, maths and English is very important. But like all I'm saying, I didn't have any of those things. But I was in business. I started business with $200 at the age of 80. And I didn't have any money at all. Like I said, at the age of 80, I had $200 in the bank. And at the age of 40, I already bought a business, paid for a property with office and a workshop on it, paid for my house completely on my own, all these things. And I was in Andros. And I also saw an apartment.
Congratulations to you on that. I mean, those are great accomplishments.
thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that.
Not everyone has the
business
skill,
mindset.
right? The mindset to do that, which is really just speaks to the fact that there are different type of people, even in school, a different type of students. You have some entrepreneur minds. You have some that want to focus on a particular career. So education is still the base, right? You still need to know some things because even with the caller to build that business, he had to have processing skills, some functional skills, and reading and understanding and that sort of stuff. So we can't totally discount that some of the exams are necessary to prove that you know the skills. At the same time, there are people who can make a great life without them.
Imagine playing that call at the beginning of the school year.
All you get is
Caller, we gotta go to the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Float, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:20, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So here's what's happening. We've got another heat advisory in effect for the entire Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. And so we're expecting another day with triple-digit heat indices today. So we've got hot and humid conditions across the country, while a surface trough across the northern islands, along with tropical moisture, will maintain showers and thunderstorms for the northern half of the country today. A ridge of high pressure is generating gentle to moderate winds and slight seas in the northern islands and the central Bahamas. Fresh winds and moderate seas are affecting the southeast Bahamas, and the tropical wave is moving away from the southern islands, leaving a few showers across the central and southeast Bahamas. So the unsettled weather pattern will continue across the area and into the latter part of the work week, as an increase in moisture associated with another tropical wave and a prefrontal trough south of that front will meander across the southeastern United States and spread into the Bahamas. Ahead of all of that for today, there's a slight to moderate risk of rip currents, especially for the southern Bahamas, and a slight to moderate risk for a few isolated strong to severe thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas by this afternoon. So for today, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds for the northernmost islands, turning fair tonight with a 20 to 40% chance of widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Partly to mostly cloudy today for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, turning fair to partly cloudy tonight with a 30 to 50% chance of widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Variably cloudy today for the central islands, partly sunny today for the southeast Bahamas, fair tonight across both areas. Look for high temperatures to hover near 95 Fahrenheit, 35 Celsius. The heat index for most areas will be making it feel like it's 108 to 110 Fahrenheit, 43 Celsius. The northernmost islands looking at heat indices around 112 Fahrenheit, 44 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 81, 82 Fahrenheit, 27, 28 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, partly cloudy for most areas, a 20 to 30% chance of showers with possible thunderstorms. By Thursday, again, partly cloudy to cloudy with a 30 to 50% chance of showers with thunderstorms. And a mix of sun and clouds by Friday into Saturday with a 30 to 50% chance of showers before partly cloudy conditions with a 20 to 40% chance by Sunday for showers. In the tropics, we've got two areas we're watching. An area of low pressure, a couple hundred miles east-southeast of Bermuda, has a 40% chance of becoming a short-lived tropical depression or storm later today. That's a medium chance of development. Hostile conditions tonight and Wednesday will likely end its chances for development. Then in the eastern tropical Atlantic, we've got an area of low pressure centered a few hundred miles southeast of the Cabo Verde Islands that has about a 70% chance of becoming a tropical depression during the next few days. That's your Morning Blend Weather Check. Weather Check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. It's the perfect time to paint. Visit Sherwin-Williams today for premium paints, expert advice, and outstanding value. Sherwin-Williams. And it's time for a check of traffic brought to you by Anyway Insurance. At 8:24, we've got some heavy traffic on Milo Butler Highway. If you're heading northbound, North Fire Trail, you see that long line ahead of you all the way up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. Some traffic backed up along Tawny Williams Darling Highway as well, westbound to that roundabout. Over on Blue Hill Road, just some congestion near Carmichael. And Carmichael's backed up a bit. mainly eastbound right now to Blue Hill. And Blue Hill's going to be busy for you north of Soldier Road on the way to Independence Drive. Some building traffic on Independence Drive westbound. East Street South looking busy near the Soldier Road intersection, but also as you get closer to the East-West Highway roundabout. And north of that area heading to Robinson Road. And heavy traffic on Robinson Road from Soldier to Marathon, especially westbound, but a bit of congestion on the eastbound side as well. And Soldier at the intersection of Wolf, Bernard, and Village Road, seeing some slow-moving northbound traffic. Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections, especially Beatrice Avenue this morning. Those are your hot spots. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert. Brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. There's more to online insurance than paying your premium. With NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers, online insurance goes beyond payments. You get an instant motor quote. Buy a new policy or renew an existing one. Pay your premium or access your insurance documents all online. Discover everything a full-service online insurance portal can do at nuainsurance.com.
Spicing things up this summer with the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. A hot, juicy beef patty topped with spicy jalapenos, creamy ranch sauce, melted cheese, and fresh toppings for the perfect balance of cool and spicy. Every bite brings bold flavor that keeps you coming back for more. Turn up the flavor with the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger at Wendy's today. Available for a limited time only.
Here's the sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Take the pressure off this school year with a BOB Back to School loan. Borrow the funds you need for tuition, tech, and everything your children need to excel. Apply, get approved, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and you could win one of 3 Apple iPads. Offer ends September 4th. Terms and conditions apply. Back to school made easy with BOB, your bank of solutions.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Back to school just got easier at Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. We've got school shirts with official embroidered logos for R.M. Bailey, S.C. McPherson, A.F. Adderley, Kingsway, Queens College, L.W. Young, and many more. From shirts and blouses to jumpers, skirts, shorts, and pants, we've got uniforms for almost every school in the Bahamas. So, skip the stress and shop at Carey's today. Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758. That's Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, where back-to-school shopping is a breeze.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
New school year, new gear. From uniforms to laptops, a Fidelity personal loan can help you check every item off of your kid's school list. Jump into back to school season with ease. Apply for a Fidelity personal loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation welcomes you to the heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. Holiday Inn Express, 1701 North University Drive, in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information.
Hey, did you ever sort out the car insurance?
I thought you did.
No, I sent it to you.
You sent me the reminder.
Okay, hold on. Okay, done.
Done?
Yeah, renewed, paid.
NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents, all fully online. With NUA, you have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two. Picky, baby girl.
What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try again? If I hesitate to let you in, now would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys or keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you stay up? If at first you don't succeed, then dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, Cause if at first you don't succeed.
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with DeQuesta Dean. We are remembering Aaliyah on the 25th anniversary of her death here in the Bahamas, Marsh Harbor, 25 years ago today.
Wow.
25 years already.
Time flew.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so all morning long we've been playing some of her biggest songs.
I knew that one.
Yeah, and she wasn't 25 yet.
Yeah, wow.
And had quite a career.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I tell you. Yeah. Hey, did you hear the announcement yesterday of our new afternoon lineup?
No,
starting next week, a new show, 2 p.m. Mondays through Thursdays. Strictly Speaking with Earl Thompson.
Okay.
It's going to debut on Monday. And next week, Friday, Talk to Me with Gabby. Gabby Mackenzie Enos is going to be 2 to 4 Fridays.
Nice.
And on Sundays, Unplugged with Anku Sarah at 5 p.m.
You have the show now, though.
They are rotating a show right now, but next week a new show will move into that spot there. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully you all will tune in for that beginning next week. Okay, so we continue to talk about what's in the news, talking about the exam results, getting your reaction to it. I got an interesting call before the break from an older man who said that, he didn't necessarily do very well in school with exams. I think he said he doesn't have any GCs, but he was able to make a successful career and pay off his mortgage by 40, I think he said, which is amazing. And so... That's a lot. That's a lot. But we got some interesting messages in response to that. This person says here, older folks talking about making it in the world with no education need to understand that this is a very different world today. In the late 60s, you could buy property and build a house in Yellow Elder for $5,000. Now you need $200,000 once you pay taxes and closing costs. That's on the low end, right? Yeah, it's a very different world. Very different world today.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree.
Oh, wow.
Because
Which one? With that text or with his call?
I mean, 5,000 back then was
a lot of
equal
money.
to, right. It was still a lot of money that I wouldn't minimize that. It's still a lot of money that you had to come up if you compare the value of that to what that would be today. But I'm sure it would be a whole lot more. And so I don't think it is an easy feat to accomplish what he said he accomplished. You know, that took a lot of sweat and passion.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it's a special skill too, I think, because I think today there are people who have also graduated from high school or dropped out of college and have been successful at what they do. Now, there are different tracks for different people. I believe that. I believe that there are people who want to have a certain career, they want to achieve certain goals, and education is definitely the way to do that. And even as an entrepreneur, education is necessary. You may get certifications, which seems to be a bit more popular, but you still need to have a foundation to understand how to run your business. So, I mean, yeah, people just have to make the right choices and understand that there's no way around education. There's no way around to understand your business, even if you decide that, hey, I'm not going to go to college, I'm going to open a business. You still need to understand. And then you're going to hire people with degrees maybe, and you don't want people to be able to, just work you because you don't understand how your own business works, right?
True. Yeah. Now, this is a totally different topic, but yes, what you're saying is correct, but definitely inflation has, even if you work it out in today's dollars,
I mean, it's harder.
Things
I
are
agree.
a lot more expensive than they were a few decades ago. But yes, take your point. Let's take this call, and we'll get back to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Is it me?
Yes, you're live. Good morning.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Doing well.
I spent 15 years in the classroom as a teacher, and I've seen both sides of the coin. So I've seen students who do very well in school at BGCSEs and struggle at life. And I've seen students who you are concerned about them as a teacher, about how they're going to make it. And they turn out quite successful. Just the other day, I ran into one of them who is now a plumber, owns his own company. Another one who I thought he would have been in Fox Hill, to be honest. And he and his uncle own 2 boats, and they're doing crawfishing. So there are opportunities for these guys. I don't think we should write them off. But I think the system fails a lot of these kids. I believe, and I've spoken to a former Minister of Education way back when, about creating a system of technical high schools. So grades 7 to 9 should be used as laying the foundation for these kids, but also for assessing these kids. So when you reach grade 9, if you're not making it academically, we should have an idea as to where your skill set or your preference lies. You want to be a carpenter, you go to this high school and you do a 4-year program there. When you're finished with that 4-year program, you leave with an equivalency of 3 BGCSEs, but certified as a carpenter. You want to do a plumber, it's the same thing. A mechanic, a nail tech, a hairdresser, whatever you choose, that opportunity should be afforded to you to actually go into that program and leave certified. I think BTVI is good, but BTVI comes too late. BTVI comes after these kids leave school, struggle and bounce around for a few years, get in trouble in some instances, and then they end up at BTVI afterwards, after they figured life with a 25 or 26 or something, somewhere there. I really think if we get them at 15, 16 after grade 9, 14, 13, whatever the age is, and you put them into a program that they have an interest in, and you kind of develop them to a point where when they leave high school, they have ability to make money. You will reduce the chance of them getting into trouble, but you'll also increase the productivity of the entire country as a whole. And I don't know why that is missed, because I think it makes so much sense.
Let me ask you something, though. What about those kids who don't know what they want to do? They're still
that's why I think professionals need to help them. I think we need to have a guidance counseling system or an assessment system to find out what the skill set is, what the aptitude looks like. You may be better as a mechanic. You may be better, working with your hands, whether it's plumbing or carpentry or farming or whatever it is. I think those professionals could help guide them and then expose them as well to these professions. Let them see mechanics at work. Let them go into the field and get a feel for what it looks like to be a mechanic or a carpenter or a plumber. Because in many instances, where I work now as an example, we do have career fairs from time to time. And there are a number of students who show up at these career fairs having no idea what certain things are about. You have to basically introduce them to it from scratch and say, this is what it is, this is what we do, and this is what it takes to get to this point.
No, wonderful ideas. Thank you so much. Appreciate you calling in. Really do.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Yeah. We've been talking like that for a little while, though, but it's still not making the
didn't
progress.
some schools have them? Like, I think R.M. Bailey had carpentry, and like certain schools had, I don't know if it was a major concentration or if it was still on academics, but in senior, you could do, like, I remember hairdressing or carpentry. There were certain
I think it happens.
Trades, but I don't know how concentrated a curriculum is to say follow this if you want to successfully graduate with credentials for a carpenter versus a high school leaving certificate.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I think there's only one.
Who's this?
Hey.
Chester Robards.
Good morning.
Welcome, Chester Robards.
I think there's only one plumbing program right across the street at CC Sweden.
Oh, okay.
Just one.
That's the senior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little late. That's what he's saying.
And I think only because there's one plumbing teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got to get them into this a little bit earlier. Yeah. Let's take some more calls. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. You're live.
Hey, morning, Dwight. Good morning, Professor.
Hi, good morning. Chester's here as well.
Dwight, I agree 100% with the last caller because that was the mission and the dream of the former Bamsola Training College that Linden had in place before Hubert Ingram abandoned it. So I totally agree, because at the age of 15, students were allowed to work part-time in hotels to get the feel for what their career shaped to be, and then move into the training college where they continue their career. So, so the last caller, I agree. And that's why many Jamaicans today, they are carpenters, they are mechanics and so on, because Jamaica has a wider program going like that, training program.
Okay,
So
interesting.
I totally agree.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you very
appreciate
much.
it. All right. Thank you. Let's take some more calls. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning, Dwight, Chester, Dave, DeQuesta. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Dwight, I am totally head over heels to that previous caller. Because these are some of the conversations that we have been having over the airwaves. But, of course, to get it to take root in the manner that you would like it to see, is another task all upon itself. I know definitely when I was in Government High, 1979 through 81, we did have a teacher there by the name of Mr. Key. And Mr. Key was very instrumental in bringing about marine, not biology. He did something with, preparing you to go on board ships, teaching you celestial navigation and all that kind of stuff. And we have talked about specialty schools here, but we have yet to hear our minister really speak firmly and substantively to whether it is even possible for us to even introduce that here. Now, BTVI, not to take nothing away from them, not to take anything away from UB, but I believe in order to get our people really interested, or those who are interested in certain areas, to get them really engaged, we need to really start from perhaps even grade 7. A lot of these students to tell you what it is that they would like to pursue, even from a younger age. Now, yeah, they may start with that, but a little later may want to change. But at least if you give them the fundamentals of what they're really interested in at that young age, then they have the ability to either go after the core that they want or flip into something else. But we have to start a lot earlier than just waiting for them to get into high school. The specialty schools, to me personally, because I'm a highly technical person, I believe I used to get whipping for academics, to be honest with you. I never did well in a lot of the subjects. The subjects for me, because of my aviation standpoint, I did well in geography, I did well in arithmetic, I did well in trigonometry, because all of them are things that we use in aviation. But pure maths, I never did well in that. The other core subjects, I did well. But we need to focus a lot earlier on getting our people into subject areas in closing that we really, really need in this country first and foremost, and then to add the other layer, whereas those other things in terms of manufacturing and all that stuff, to get our people really into that, to bring some of the industries here so we can grow this economy outside the tourism. That's all I want to say this morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. One final call. Running out of time in this segment. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yes, good morning. It's good to be alive, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Dwight, good morning. To Quessa. Dwight, every year we continue to beat this dead horse. This horse is dead, man. Period. Madam President already to tell us and tell the Ministry of Education it can take 200 years for them to move this 1 percentage point. Ain't nothing to change. Mr. Lang said the same thing. I say the same thing every year.
I mean,
if you want all A, B's, and C's, then put those students who are capable of meeting that standard, and you will get what you're looking for.
Yeah, but okay. So again, as we were saying earlier in the show, the D is the average, and that's average. There will always be average people. And
Who is they? Who is they?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean
Who is they? Are you a D average?
It's the rating scale.
Do you know how averages work?
Yes, sir. I do know, because you know what? You take all of those F people and all of those mediocre people and you lump them in one thing and you say that is the average, right? But Dwight, if you are not a D average person, I am not a D average person, okay? So, I mean, the whole grading scale was developed so that it gives so-called the employer an idea of the capability of that particular student. As a former teacher myself, like the guy who called earlier, who said he's a teacher, the average thing don't even make sense. I have seen students who were D average, and they are successful.
Okay, so again, I don't think you understand how it works, right? So, and this is what we're saying. The folks who have been doing this, there's a lot of older people talking who have no idea what this BGCSE is all about. The D does not mean what you think. It is the average score. It's not what a D was back in the 80s, 70s, 60s, right? We've read it to you already. D means knowledge specific and appropriate to the task. Comprehension is evident, critical thinking or problem-solving skills satisfactory. It's the average grade. It is what would have been a C on the GCE. It's a different scale. It is a very unfortunate scale, and we keep saying this. This needs to change. If A were a distinction and B were a special credit, C was credit, and D was pass, it would be a very different story we're having here. Because obviously, math has never been a strong suit in this country, and people do not understand averages at all. And we're going to continue to have this conversation until the Ministry of Education gets it together and drops these letter grades. We've been saying that for as long as Guardian Radio's been around, which is almost 15 years now, and nothing's changing. This is a pretty simple thing. The GCSE did it too. They've changed, and others who use a similar grade exam system have changed from two numbers or two words. We've got to do it to stop this silly conversation, which is handicapping us in a very unflattering, unfortunate way. But I just don't understand why we're allowing ourselves to get hijacked by this. If everybody started to get B's, you have a problem with the exam.
How do you get to the average?
What do you mean by that?
Like, how do you get to the average?
Just be mediocre? No. Just be average.
Isn't the average like a total of all the numbers? Kind of, sort of?
Where people fall in the middle.
Right.
So you've got your A's and you've got your people who failed.
Right.
And then the average would be this.
In the middle.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's just how it is. Now, you don't like it to be a D because it sounds bad.
Right. Because we know A, B, C, those are appropriate passing marks based on an old system that we were in school with. Right.
It's unbelievable that we're still having this conversation in 2026.
So the D is not a fail.
Change it.
Right.
So, Ministry of Education, how many ministers have been on since we've been around. Change this. This exam started in 1993, and you've been having the same conversation with people who have always known a D to be a fail.
Exactly.
And when they hear D is the average, they
Right.
cannot process it.
Right.
But you've allowed them to continue to control this discussion and to have it used against these people who
Right.
get Ds.
Right. That's the
It
part.
doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
That's the part there. Because if D demonstrates that you have some competence, some knowledge, some ability to function, then it's not a fail. It shouldn't be used against you.
Obviously, somebody likes it like this. They like it like this. They like the confusion that it's causing. And they love for employers to say, oh, it's clear that these people are all D average. Right? Yeah. It's unbelievable that this is still going on.
Yeah.
We don't have time for it today because Chester's here for a reason. But the GCSE did this. Cambridge, they did this. They changed it. They changed it. Others have changed it. What are we waiting for?
I don't know.
And again, people like you, Chester, who did BGCSEs, need to speak out.
Yes.
You did?
Because you
Yeah,
said
baby.
he's young, right?
Wow.
For many people, the highest grade you could get was a C, right?
That's right.
On certain
So
On certain
D,
exams,
D is not a fail if the
Right.
highest grade you can get is a C.
Yep.
C
But
then D.
you all understand that.
Yeah.
Not people who graduated in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
They have no idea. But they're the ones out there telling everyone, oh, this is the average country.
But they're still asking for C and above on a lot of the applications too.
that's
If you
true.
look at the job applications, they're looking for these results that are C and above. But if you only could get an exam that C is the highest and you got a D, does it disqualify you?
It doesn't make any sense.
So much needs to be looked
And
at.
it could be fixed. It could have been fixed so long ago. People were, you remember when we were confused in the beginning? No. Look how many years. It's more of this confusion than anything else now. And so, yeah, we are definitely failing in this country. Keeping silly practices going for no reason at all, but other than to cause confusion. It is just wild. And all these ministers come in here and have not made a change. All these directors have come in and have not made a change. All these people.
And that's probably the easiest change they can make.
My God.
But even their narrative should change. Like, don't come out here saying less than 6% get C or above. Like, I mean, you know the exam is fixed for a certain results, particularly math. You have math extended and you have regular math. You get a C. You get. What do you mean? Like, their verbiage should also change and how they speak about it. So those of us who grew up with A, B, C, D would have a better understanding because of the language that they're choosing to share these results. That would be a major help.
Yeah. It's just crazy. But one thing he's right about. I mean, every year we have this crazy conversation. And it's very, very annoying. Very annoying. When will there be a change? And you can see it. Every minister, before they get in there, they will spew out the D average nonsense. And then when they get in there, they'll say, oh, no, we need to stop saying that. We need to stop saying it. Yeah, you can stop saying it when you stop doing it. We could say it right now. I was hoping that you would hear that yesterday at the press conference, that, okay, effective this year, we will no longer use the letter grades. Yeah. We're going to say distinction, credit,
Competent.
pass.
Right.
We're gonna do that so that people understand. And then the pass is the average.
Yes.
But that's too easy. It's too simple. It makes too much sense. Let's go to a break, folks. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Well, this could be eternity, or just a week. We know our chemistry is off the chain. It's perfect now, but will it change? This ain't a yes, this ain't a no. Just do your thing, we'll see how it goes. Oh. First you don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again.
Get your dream home with a mortgage from CIBC Caribbean. Enjoy up to 95% financing and up to 35 years to repay with extra benefits and bonuses. Ready to move into your own home? Visit CIBCCaribbean.com/home ownership to see the documents required for your mortgage application and get the information you need to start your home ownership journey. Unlock your dream home today with CIBC Caribbean. Ambitions made real. Terms and conditions apply.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Orthopedics, where movement becomes medicine and treatments become triumphs. At Cleveland Clinic, it's more than just repairing what's broken. It's how we put ourselves back together to reconstruct, rehabilitate, and restore the things that give us life. The future of orthopedics is already in motion. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Dirty South, can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast, feel me. Feel us. West Coast, feel me. Say what? Dirty South, here we go. Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? Feel it. East Coast, feel me. Say what? West Coast, feel me. Dirty South, dirty, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? I got pick it. East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me.
Boy, I've been watching you like the hawk in the sky. That's why you are my prey. Boy, I promise you, if we keep bumping heads and know that one of these days we gon' hook it up, probably talk on the phone. But see, I don't know if that's good. I've been holding back this secret from you. I probably shouldn't tell it, but if I let you know, you never know about, I'm talking about nobody. Are you responsible? Boy, I gotta watch my back, 'cause I'm not just hitting right. Is it my goal? Is it your goal? Sometimes I'm dirty good. Right now I'm not enough. Say yes or say no, 'cause I really need somebody.
Oh, there we go. Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong along with Duquesa Dean and Chester Robards is here as well. Remembering Aaliyah 25 years after she unfortunately passed away.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, today. All right, so Chester is here to talk about the Chickcharney Challenge.
Yes.
Before we get to that, I have to read this text.
Please read it.
Sorry. Dwight, I think you, in caps, are the one who needs to understand what average means. Oh, boy. Yes, D is a pass, sure, but if you have D as an average, it means that either everyone is a D, or that you have more below D grades in A, B, C combined. Texter, you don't know math. Clearly, you are one of those who failed math. This is a 7-point scale for the BGCSE. It's not like the GCs. It would be good if you could tell us your age. So, right?
But they texted that with pride.
They texted that. They're so proud of themselves. So obviously, you're a little bit older, or you didn't do BGCSEs at all. GCE was a 5-point scale. BGCSE is a 7-point scale. So they have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, not even including U. So the middle score there is the D. That's how average, oh boy, this is painful. And again, this is why math scores are declining in the country. Nobody can do math. So, and again, I have to blame the Ministry of Education. They need to go on a campaign to let people understand this thing, but they also have to change the scale. They have to change it from letters to something else. Later in the week, we'll try to go through what they did in the UK. They did change theirs in the UK, and other places have as well. All right, Chester. You don't need math to do Chickcharney Challenge, do you?
No, it might help, though. You go outside and breathe a little more.
All right, remind people what this is all about and how many years you've been doing it now.
We are in our 11th year doing the Chickcharney Challenge. We're an obstacle course run, part of a global movement of obstacle course racing. And obstacle course is slated to be in the next Olympics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, I think we talked about it before, like the, what's the show called? The jumping and the stuff.
American Ninja Warrior.
American Ninja Warrior, like that?
It's close to an American Ninja course. The obstacles are, some of them are close, but it's more like jumping over walls, climbing underneath a thing, swinging on a rope, and the warped wall thing that you see in American Ninja Warrior that's very popular, that's typically in one of the last obstacles. In the 100-meter obstacle run. So it's part of the modern day pentathlon.
Oh,
so it's just one of the events in the pentathlon.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you do it on time, or you would be doing it against people.
Against people.
Against people at the same time?
Yeah,
or?
two at a time. That's typically how it's
Wow.
done. And so it replaced equestrian in pentathlon.
Why was that in to begin with? What? Does the horse take part in any of the other events?
No, not as far as I know.
Strange.
So, yeah.
Are you all using the same horse? Wait, it's out, so it's fine. Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chickcharney Challenge.
Right.
Now, every year you mix it up.
Yeah.
So what are you looking at this year?
What's different this year is we're back at Clifton Heritage Park. We're back with our friends at Clifton Heritage. And what we did the last 2 years, where we were downtown in the downtown area 2 years ago. And then last year for our anniversary, we partnered with Fusion, and we left from there and we came back to there. So that was our start and finish point. And now we're back where we started at Clifton Heritage Park.
Okay.
Last year, people were like, hey, man, we miss Clifton. And I was like, yeah, I miss Clifton too. Let's go back. So we're back this year. So we try to switch it up. We always switch up the route at Clifton, even if we go back, year after year. We change the route. The obstacles aren't in the same places. And so, there's always something new for sure.
Okay, so tell us about that. What are we looking at?
In terms of obstacles?
Yeah.
So some of the new stuff that we've implemented over the past, I'd say 3 years, we've introduced certain things that Obstacle has introduced globally. Okay. So there's laser pistol shooting. So there's an event called Run and Shoot, right? You have to go around and then you get to a laser pistol target and you have to try and, calm that breathing, slow your heart down to try and hit the target. So it's really about, the endurance and then trying to get the the efficiency with the body and line up the target,
right?
Which is difficult after you've had a run,
right?
So that's the difficulty there, right?
Mhm.
We do an axe throw. That's
Whoa.
Our harking back to the bushman in us.
A real axe?
A real axe, yeah.
Ooh.
We do a spear throw.
Where are you throwing the axe?
At a target.
And wood,
Not a
hopefully.
tree or anything.
No, at a target.
Okay.
A target that we've built.
How many will we have?
We usually have 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we do a spear throw, which Spartan is known for. So Spartan Race in the U.S. That was one of their signature events is to do a spear throw. I've not done. They do pistol shooting. I've not done a Spartan with pistol shooting. But other typical obstacles, you got your walls to climb over. You have to climb a rope. You have to hoist a heavy weight. You have to carry heavy weights across a certain distance, sometimes uphills and back down. So
you're doing that?
Yes.
How heavy?
Depends. So we mix it up for women and men too. It wouldn't be over 50 pounds.
Okay.
It's definitely less than that.
So you have
50
to
pounds.
Bahamians understand 50 pounds.
Huh?
When
Up
they
a
travel,
Oh, right, the luggage, right?
But up a hill though?
Up a hill, yeah.
After you've been throwing an axe and
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
It's like an endurance thing.
It's called a challenge for
Yeah.
a reason.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
it will certainly be.
So you have to successfully complete one before you move on to the next. Like you have
Right.
to hit the target with the axe.
So there's in global obstacle course events, there's a penalty that you do if you're not successful. So if you don't get to the top of the rope, then you maybe do burpees, or at Spartan when they were here did a penalty loop. So it was just like a short run in that one little area and come back, and then you successfully completed that thing
Okay.
after the penalty.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So what type of person does this
Everybody.
race a track?
I hear this a lot here. People are always intimidated by the fact that this is an obstacle course event. And they're like, I'm not ready. I'm not physically fit. But if you go to, I've done like 7 Spartan races in the U.S. And if you go there, it's people from all walks of life in wheelchairs, no legs. I mean, they do it because they just want to challenge themselves.
Right.
They want to see if they can do it. They want to have fun with their friends. It is a blast with friends, trust me. Help each other through the obstacles. That's one of the best things that you can do. So I always encourage teams.
Okay.
And we have a lot of teams signing up now. So it's always more fun with friends.
Yeah. Don't take it too seriously.
And don't take it too seriously.
Right.
We give prizes and accolades to those who finish first. Also because we hope one day to send Bahamians to the regional and global events to compete in what they call multi-sport events. So we want to find those people.
Yeah.
And so there's a lady, I wish I had pulled up her name and I could quick, but she's come first in our event for the last 3 years.
Oh, wow.
How old is she?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah. Next time I come on, I'll remember to
or bring
pull
her,
that
bring
up.
her on.
Yeah. See if she'd like to come.
Okay, so tell people how to sign up. How many people can be in the team? Give us all those details.
So a team comprises 4 or more people. You do have to finish the event together in order to. So because we do give team prizes, but you're not a team if you don't come to the finish line together.
Okay.
So you can't leave your people behind. You can't be like, oh, these people are slowing us down.
Really?
No, you have to cross the finish line together. We are chip timing the race, so
What does
obviously
that
we'll
mean?
know.
Right.
So the race timing system that we have, it's all digital basically. So you go through the clock starts for your particular number, and when you pass back through the gate, it stops. This is what they do in marathons, etc.
Okay.
But just helps us to figure out who's the top people, and also know exactly whether or not the whole team came through. Because
Right.
we wouldn't know who the whole team might be based on faces,
Right.
but we'll know based on registration and numbers
Okay.
if the entire team came through around the same time. So
All right, so what's the cost?
yeah, it's $75 per person, and if you're under 18, $65 per person. If you're with a team, it's $5 less in each case.
Okay.
Yeah.
And remind folks of the date.
So it's September 26th, Clifton Heritage Park. We
Where do you
start
go
at
to sign up?
6:30 a.m. Pardon?
Where do you go to sign up?
So you could go to chickcharneychallenge.com, or you can hit up our social media pages. Just look for Chick Charney Challenge. That's CHICK. And you can find us on all social media, so you can find the sign-up link there as well.
And what time on the 26th?
6:30 a.m.
6:30
Yeah,
a.m.
we like to, as you know, with races, we like to get out before the sun starts to bun you up.
Right.
Yeah.
Bun you up. But are you looking for people to volunteer with your
Yeah,
group?
we're always looking for people to volunteer. One DeQuesta helped us out very well last year.
Oh, really?
Got up early.
And got up early and helped us to feed the volunteers.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
you know,
afterward.
After the event
Okay.
is done,
Yeah.
you know, we want to take care of our volunteers in
Now,
that
that's
way. So.
pretty far, though. Clifton is far. Can you camp out there and then take
You know,
part?
we tried that one year and nobody took the bait.
Oh, really?
Maybe because they thought they were going to get roped into helping us set up. I don't know.
Oh, gee.
Sometimes we are out there pretty late, like, you know, finishing off the course. But yeah, we maybe one day we'll talk to Clifton and try it again. We did camp out there.
Okay.
So we slept in the park overnight that year.
What was that?
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a good time.
Can you glamp? Is it the
If
name
you
of that
if you
thing
got
called
your if you
glamp?
got your nice tent.
and then take part in a challenge like that. That's
really
two sides of your brain there. I don't know.
No,
But
it's
who
fun.
knows? Maybe.
It's fun.
Maybe,
It might be
maybe.
fun though.
It's fun. Especially as a lot of people. Again,
Yeah.
with a group, you can't beat it.
All right. So again, remind folks how to sign up and the cost and the date.
Yeah, chickcharneychallenge.com. You can go there and sign up. If you have any questions, 820-5664. You can call me. I think my number's on the website and everything as well. So shouldn't have any problems finding information. But if you do need to get with me. We take kids 7 and up. We did a kids course last year, but we didn't introduce it again this year, simply because I think we want to separate the two. It was a lot to try and do, you know, because it was the anniversary. We tried to do all of it,
Right.
But it was a lot trying to put all
Wonderful.
of it together. We'll do a Chick Charney Kids one day,
And
and people
is-
ask about it.
Is there a deadline to sign up?
We go all the way up to the day before, but you want to sign up early. Number one, if you want to get your T-shirt size. You know, last minute people don't typically
Right.
get their
They get
their
what's
shirt
left.
size. You get what's
Right.
left, exactly.
Okay. All right.
And we are only taking a limited amount of people.
Right.
So there is only space for a certain amount of people. So you
Okay.
want to sign up as quickly as you can.
Excellent stuff. And you're going to be back to tell us more the closer you get to it.
Yeah, the closer we get, we'll back to tell you more. I'll hopefully be able to
Yeah.
bring some guests.
Yeah, that'd be
and we are again supporting prostate cancer awareness this year as we did last year, and so hopefully we'll have Doc come back on with us to talk a bit about prostate cancer awareness as well.
Excellent. Let's see if we can get a Guardian radio team together.
Well, we talked about that. We talked about that last year, and maybe the year before, and maybe the year before that.
This might be the year.
but we thank you for being a sponsor. And we can't do it without our sponsors: Advantage Insurance, Kalina, RF Bank and Trust. We definitely help us to be able to put on a great event, a unique event. And hopefully we get more people interested in the outdoors. Clifton is a beautiful place to do this run.
Excellent. Chester Robards, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Chick Charney Challenge, 11th year.
Yes.
That's wild. That is wild stuff. Anyway, good luck with that.
Thank
and
you.
I know you're going to be back tomorrow here
yes.
on Morning Blend. Do you remember that, right? Let's take a break for news. We'll
Pleasure
be back.
being here with DeQuesta.
Right. With Spotlight on the orange economy and Morning Blend business coming up after news here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own. and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. Welcome back to Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. And this morning, as always, the fourth Tuesday each month, it's our spotlight on the orange economy. And as always, the head of the Orange Economy Unit, Angelique McKay, is with us this morning. Good morning. Good to have you with us.
Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here. Always.
And we have a special guest this morning as part of the Caribbean Culture Fund, Executive Director Kelly Magnus. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank
Kelly.
you so much for having me.
It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure. Okay, so where do we begin? Angelique, you want to begin? And then we can get some details about the Caribbean Culture Fund from Kelly Magnus.
Okay, yeah, I could start. One of the things you said last time, you said that were we still with economic affairs. So I'll start with saying officially we've been moved. The Orange Economy Unit has been moved to the Ministry of Culture, Arts, and Heritage.
Wow, okay.
So
Excellent.
yeah, that's an official.
Good stuff.
And
Good stuff.
we anticipate that the unit is going to be able to grow from strength to strength since we're at a ministry now that focuses specifically on culture and cultural development and the orange economy itself. So we know we're going to just grow from strength to strength.
Nice.
And we, as our guest this morning, we have a juggernaut on, eh? She's going to be able to share so much information about one of the things that really, really plagues the creatives, and that's funding. So she is going to be able to assist our creative community with inroads on certain things on what to do. So I'm just here as a backup to fill the gap and say, yeah, that's right, and any questions. But let's let our audience take advantage of listening to what she has to offer and what she's bringing to the table today.
Okay, Kelly Magnus, Executive Director, Caribbean Culture Fund. So let everyone know what exactly is the Caribbean Culture Fund and when did it get started?
Sure, thank you. We are a philanthropic fund that's set up to support creatives and cultural organizations in the Caribbean as well as Caribbean creatives in the diaspora. And we've been active for about 2 years now. So we started in earnest in January of 2024, but that was preceded by work for about 2 years from a steering committee that's made up of cultural advocates from across the English, French, Spanish, and Dutch Caribbean who were really trying to understand what the big challenges facing Caribbean creatives are. And the recurring decimal was money.
Wow.
That seemed to be the core pain point. And so this fund was set up with the intention of being a fund exclusively dedicated to arts and culture across the region and dedicated to funding it in all its varieties. So we fund the arts across all sectors, all geographies in the Caribbean. We fund individuals, we fund collectives, we fund nonprofit organizations, we fund for-profit organizations. Is while we disperse funds, also learn about what's happening in the space so that we can share that information with other funders, and collectively we can try to make sure that there's more funds available and those funds are more accessible across the region.
All right, so I'm curious. You said the biggest challenge is money. Is that unique to Caribbean creatives, or is that a challenge for all creatives, or are there some unique issues affecting Caribbean?
That's a great question, actually. It's a challenge for all creatives, but what is more challenging in the Caribbean is that our philanthropy is a little bit newer, and less structured. So if you're in the United States, for example, you have philanthropic funds that you can apply to, but you also have quite a bit of state funding and corporate funding that's there. We're not quite there yet in the Caribbean. And so that's one of the key ways in which the fund has evolved our mandate. Like initially, we were just set up, the job was raise money, give that money away. And then we realized that, okay, hold on, there's other challenges in that we don't really know what's already out there. So we took a step back and along with our disbursement of funds over the last 2 years, we've really been studying what is available in the region. And the number one thing we've noticed is that there's not very much. Like funding in the region is dominated by philanthropic funding coming from outside the region. So not all countries in the Caribbean have state funding to support the arts. Not all countries in the Caribbean have a well-developed corporate sector that's funding the arts, and philanthropic funding for the arts on a national level in the Caribbean is still quite new. So we are trying to collate that information, parallel it with what we're learning about what creatives are trying to do, because in the 2 years since we've been active, we've received about 1,000 applications. So we have a good sense of what is on people's minds, what kinds of projects are people trying to get funded. And so now we're taking a step to share that information with our colleague funders and to use it to kind of try to advocate for other funders to come into the arts and culture sector as well.
Okay, all right. So where is money coming from for you? How are you able to disperse this?
So we were very lucky to get a seed grant from the Open Society Foundations that's been sustaining our work for the last couple of years. We've also received funds from Mellon Foundation. Both foundations are based in the U.S. And what we are trying to do is to be a net contributor to arts and culture funding. So we are trying not to compete with the very entities that we are getting applications from. So we are going after funds that are a little bit harder to get based outside the region so that we can add to the pool of funds that's available in the region.
Mm-hmm. How challenging is that for you?
It's been tough. The last couple of years have not been the greatest time-wise, but we believe in the work that we're doing. And I mean, and when we look at the applications that we're getting, the quality of the projects is outstanding. And so, this is an iffy time, particularly in American philanthropy, but we know that the pendulum will swing back. And we think there is a path to sustainability here to build a fund that will be a permanent player in the space. And that's what we're focused on.
Mm-hmm.
So are there certain requirements that you look for from people who are applying? Are there certain industries, like preference given to particular creatives?
No. So so we've just now finished our 4th and 5th calls for proposals. So let me take a step back and explain how we fund. When we started, we were sure that there was some data sitting somewhere that could tell us what was being funded in Caribbean arts and culture. And so we would be able to see where the greatest needs were and take a more targeted approach. And then we realized that didn't exist. So we decided to fund in an open manner. As I said, we fund all kinds of artists, all kinds of organizations, all kinds of projects. But in order to be able to decide between projects, we fund based on themes. And so there are 2 themes that we have principally used in the 5 calls we've had so far. And those are art for change. We're very interested in looking at all the ways in which art is being used to move the mark on things that are really important to the Caribbean. And then the second theme that we use is Caribbean collaboration, because we're painfully aware of how hard it is for artists in different parts of the region to get together, to work together, to learn from each other. And so that's something that we are focused on in principle. But outside of that, we are open to all kinds of projects, and we really let the creatives define what they are trying to do on their own terms. We are, as part of the research that we've doing, we've realized that a lot of the funding that comes into the region for arts and culture is very restricted. So it tells the artists what they need to do. And so we didn't want to do that. We wanted to leave it open-ended so we could learn about how people are trying to address the challenges in their own communities and learn about all the different ways that art can be used as a developmental tool. So right now we're taking a breath. We've funded 100 projects across more than 20 countries. And so that gives us an opportunity to sort of take a step back and look at what we've seen, both in terms of the projects we've funded and the applications we've got, and then make decisions about where we might want to focus moving forward.
Tell us about some of those projects, the ones that stand out for you, say 100?
Well, I'll start with 3 that we have active in the Bahamas now, which are among
And
my
see,
favorites in the group.
This is one of the things that the Orange Economy Unit was created to do, to be able to identify different organizations or entities that can assist the Bahamian creatives in all areas that they need assistance in.
Right.
This particular organization assists with funding, grant opportunities. We have other organizations that we at the Orange Economy Unit have partnered with that is able to get our creatives on other stages, other platforms, at other events, be it literary artists, visual artists, dancers, entertainers. And this is what this unit is created for, to assist with being able to export the creative industry of the people in the Bahamas, to be able to show that the Bahamas is more than sun, sand, and sea, that we have a very vibrant creative industry here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
You're doing a great job at that, by the way.
Oh, thank you, madam.
It's fantastic, and it makes us so excited because, as I said in the beginning, like for us, the ideal scenario is where there's diverse sources of funding and support for creatives. There's a limit to what any one organization can do. So when you see a country having a unit like this Orange Economy Unit that can address things from a government level, a policy level, but also catalyze action in different sectors, you add that to philanthropy, you add that to corporate support. It's the mix of funding and support that we're really interested in. But before I talk about the Bahamian projects, I do want to mention a bit of the support work that Angelique just referenced, because as I said, so our job one for us is raise money, give it away. But in the course of studying the flow of philanthropic funding globally, we've realized that, hey, faster than we can raise this money and give it away, we can help Caribbean creatives get a bigger share of funding on the global market. So these are funding opportunities that are open to people all over the world. But what we've realized is that Caribbean people are not applying for these and not getting them at the rate that we should. And it's not because our projects aren't competitive. By and large, it's because we don't know that they exist. And because we don't have this like strong track record of philanthropy, our creatives don't have as much experience in putting these application packages together. And so what the Caribbean Culture Fund has done to address that is 2 things. We collate global funding opportunities for which the Caribbean is eligible and share those daily on social media and monthly through a newsletter. So we go and we screen them, we check them out. We make sure arts and culture is eligible. We make sure the Caribbean countries are eligible. And then we send them out to everybody who's signed up to our newsletter. And if you're not signed up, it's very easy. You just email info@caribbeanculturefund.org. And we've been doing that for a couple of years now, but we realized that wasn't enough. People still weren't applying. So we now offer a little informal office hour session called Funding Fridays. So we have it the last Friday of the month. We're not doing one this month because my team is on break, but coming back in September. Funding Fridays is just a Zoom session that you can sign into, and you'll hear about what funding opportunities we found that month. We'll go through them one by one, talk about who we think is eligible for them. Wow. And then based on interest expressed in those forums, we also will host proposal writing workshops to help creatives put their applications together.
Nice.
And then the last thing that we've added is we now also provide proposal writing mentors. So we know that there's some people will come to the proposal writing workshops and they'll get better at it. And then some people, writing is just not your thing, man. You're a musician, or you're a ceramicist, or you're something else, but proposal writing, that kind of technical writing, is just not in your wheelhouse. And so we now pay proposal writing mentors to work with creatives like that to put their applications together. And what we're hoping is that the number of artists that we can support to get these third-party funding opportunities will be equal to the number that we are able to fund directly. That's really what we're swinging for.
Wow. Is it fair to say there's funding for almost anything these days? Is that right?
It's exciting. It's incredible just to see what's out there. And we've been doing this for a while, and we've had a couple of successes. We've had a couple of creatives, get grants that they found out about from our newsletter. And for me, that's just so exciting. There's funding out there for everything. It definitely has. There are some sectors that are funded better than others. So film, for instance, if there's anybody interested in film funding, there's more money out there for film than almost any other sector that we've been able to identify. But the money is there. It takes time, it takes effort to look for it and to really tailor your application to the language that each funder wants, because each application is different. But there's money out there, and we are really intent on making this a core part of our service, just helping Caribbean people get their share of the global arts and culture funding.
Nice. Okay, Kelly, we want you to get back to the three that you were excited about, the Bahamian project.
Yes, so, okay, I'm not, my comms manager will kill me, but I'm not, because I'm not supposed to have favorites, but I'm a writer by background, right? And so one of the projects that, and I should explain, the CCF team does not pick the projects, right? We have a jury. We set up a jury for each call. So sometimes these applications come in, I'll see a project that I love, but I can't guarantee that it's going to get picked. But one of the projects that I absolutely love, that I almost fell off my chair when the jury came back with their decisions, is a lovely project called Radical Acts of Publishing by Poinciana Paper Press in the Bahamas. And this project is just hits me in the heart every time, because it just shows how powerful art making can be. And what Sonia Farmer did is she brought together participants from all walks of life, just like so many different people with different backgrounds and different passions and interests. And she taught them to make their own independent, what are called zines, like tiny magazines and chapbooks, like handmade books, to use as tools for advocacy or just information sharing in the different communities they represented. And the work
we
that
are
was
very familiar with this one. Our colleague here on
awesome.
Guardian Radio, Erin Green, is a part of this, and every week she's showing us her zines.
Yes. I love
really
it.
quite
I
something.
love that.
Really quite
But
something.
This project is just so beautiful to me, because it just shows with a little bit of money and a lot of creativity, how many points of impact you can have. Another project that we're funding in the Bahamas is led by Javon Hunt, and that one's called Roots and Rhythms, and he is using music to advocate for environmental action. So they're making songs on climate change and plastic pollution and pairing them with regional campaigns and school toolkits and public events, not just in the Bahamas, but in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it's doing two things at the same time. It's joining together communities in two different Caribbean countries to look at the problems that they have in common, but using music as a way to create solutions for those challenges. So and it's young people. It's targeting young people. So I love everything there is to love about this project. And the young man, Javon, who's leading it, is so dynamic and just such an incredible advocate, not just for his art, but for art in general. So if you haven't had him on, you definitely,
Angelique,
you definitely
work
should.
on that one. Yeah, definitely.
And then the third project that we're funding in the Bahamas is called Salt and Sand, and this is a brilliant multidisciplinary sculpture project that's using 3D scanning to look at Bahamian identity. He's creating these brilliant sculpted faces. This is not a great project to explain on radio because it is so visually impactful. But the artist is called Edrin Simonet, and he is, he's great for radio. I could listen to him all day because when you hear him talk about his project, you just, you want to pull out your checkbook and support the arts more, because he's just he's a teacher. He's very passionate about arts in the Bahamas, and his project, I think, is both it's an act of art making, but to me, it's also an act of cultural preservation, right? So it's making tangible things that you want to hold on to, and you want to share, and you want to put in front of people. And so these three projects, no, they're not my favorites, because of course I have no favorites. Yeah. But I think they so represent the core of what we're trying to do with the arts and why the arts matter. Individually and collectively, I think they make such a strong case for why the arts matter.
That is wonderful.
And see, Dwight, this is one of the things that over the past 2.5, almost 3 years that I've been doing, leading the Orange Economy Unit, is trying to get us in international spaces. One of the things that we need to do, our artists, pound for pound, could measure up with anyone anywhere around the world. But if they don't have access to these spaces, the if the tree falls in the forest kind of thing, right? So different agencies that we at the Orange Economy Unit have started to partner with have access to these spaces internationally. And if we're a partner with them, that means by virtue of that partnership, our artists have access to these spaces as well. So it's all about collaborating and partnerships that allows you to go even further with a partner than you would alone. And the thing is about working with persons in the creative industry, we all have the same goal. We all have that same passion. We're all overworked and underpaid to push those creatives forward. So I see light at the end of the tunnel, and the fact that there's a ministry now that's devoted to the creatives, I feel powerful.
I'm sure they feel the same way too, having a space where they can come to get resources like this. I mean, otherwise maybe, you would not have known that this existed. And I know at one point you were calling for people to register with you through your website so that they could be kept aware of all of these opportunities. And it's wonderful to see how that has grown over this past year and the access.
It's not easy because the unit is tiny. So one person has to wear several hats in order to make it happen and in order to realize things and bring them to fruition. So, but the unit is committed to what it was mandated to do. And we have people like Kelly who are equally as passionate, who's experienced certain things and be like, oh, look at this, check that, we have different paths within this industry. So if she's walked a particular road and she could be like, okay, I could take it to the next level because she's already seen or done certain things. And the same with me, with her. And it's like a fraternity in the creative industry globally. Yeah. It's not just regionally, it's globally.
All right. So, Kelly Magnus, we're getting a text on our text line. Someone's asking if the Caribbean Culture Fund is more focused on art or if you are a business that is Orange Economy adjacent. Is there funding for something like that? What would you say to that?
So that's a great question. So no, we have no priority sectors. We are not primarily focused on visual art or art as opposed to culture. We fund, as I mentioned, by themes. So one theme is usually art for change. A second theme is usually Caribbean collaboration. And those themes are open to individuals, collectives, nonprofits, for-profit companies. As I mentioned, we're kind of taking a break right now to figure out how we position ourselves next. And one of the things that we're trying to do is to bring in partners who can help us to fund targeted calls. I don't have approval on this yet, so I can't say too much, but we are aware, when we look at the 100 projects that we funded, we are aware that we have not funded as many creative industry businesses as maybe we would have liked to. And so that is one of the areas that we're actively looking for funding partners so that we can do a specialized call for commercial projects. So, stay tuned, give us some time. The fundraising, as I mentioned, is challenging, but we're working on it. So to confirm the answer, whenever we have a call, commercial projects are open, are eligible, but we are also trying to have a specialized call for commercial projects.
Okay. All right. So what happens next? I know you say there's a little break, but if you're hearing about this for the first time and you're interested, what should you do?
I think the first place to start is to sign up for us, is to follow us on social media. As I mentioned, we post third-party funding opportunities almost daily or every other day. So we are on Instagram at Caribbean Culture Fund. And then sign up to our newsletter. You can send us an email at info@caribbeanculturefund.org. And that newsletter will tell you When our calls open, it will talk about other work that's happening in the sector. It will talk about third-party funding opportunities that we are supporting artists to apply for, as well as any trainings or workshops or webinars that we or our partners are hosting. So that's where I would start. We hope to have another call before the end of the year, so just look out for that. Follow us on social media, sign up for the newsletter.
Okay.
And I want to say to our creatives, please don't be laid back. You hear the information, you're going to see it on our social media pages. Please, please, please take advantage of it. You can hear, based on what she was saying, that Bahamians have benefited from that. And the 3 projects that she mentioned, they're all different.
Right.
You know, you're not going to be able to get the grant if you do not apply for the grant. You're not going to know what is available if you don't sign up. She's doing all of the hard work. Her and her team is doing all of the hard work, you know, to even be able to get sessions where you could get someone to write the proposal for you.
Right.
You know, it doesn't get any better than that.
I think,
and as Angelique mentioned, I think one of the things that we're aware of is that we are in spaces where Caribbean creatives are not, right? And so I'll give you a perfect example. I was at a conference the other day and met a funder, and they said, well, you know, what kind of projects are you funding that are led by women entrepreneurs? And how we work is that we don't only pass on our grantees to third-party funders. We now have a database of 950 applications, and when you submit an application to us, we want that to not be the end of the line. We've only funded 10% of the applications that we've received, but how we're using that data now is to make these connections with other funders and go into our applicant database and say, hey, okay, I only have two grants like that in my projects, but I've got another 12 applicants. Do you want to take a look at these projects and see if they meet the criteria for your fund? So I would just underscore Angelique's encouragement to please sign up with us. Please apply when we have calls open. The more we know about what people are trying to do, the better able we are to advise other colleague funders, people who are even new to arts and culture funding and are thinking about how to design their calls. So the more information you share with us, the better we can inform our colleague funders and the sector at large.
Yeah, I was going to share that a lot of times our self-talk, because something has been difficult for so long or because we haven't had access for so long, we may have this internal verbiage about not doing the work because it's not going to pan out anyway. I want to challenge us. It doesn't matter your industry. I want to challenge that self-talk and to, you know, switch that into, okay, maybe I applied for 9, the 10th is going to be the right one, or even if it's not getting the money, it's getting the resources, how to lay out my grant, how to write these papers, like switch your self-talk and encourage yourself in a different way. Don't just look at the roadblock. Look at what the potential could possibly be.
It's true.
That's a whole sermon right there. I've been a fundraiser since I was 22 years old. And I remember my first fundraising job, my boss told me that like the ratio that we were aiming for was 1 in 8, right? So for every 8 things we apply for, we were trying to get at least one. We were trying to get 1. Right. Wow. And I just thought that can't be the goal. But that's actually a better goal than most people achieve. And so fundraising it's a whole other muscle. And you're so right. You have to separate your identity from the process. If your application doesn't get funded, it's not a reflection on you. Right. It's just a reflection of the match between what you're trying to do and what that funder is trying to do in that moment. Mm-hmm. And so it's some, but again, we don't have a lot of practice in it. So our people need to just build up the rhythm, build up the habit, learn to get our messaging better, learn to get our stories better, learn to really drill in on what we're trying to do so that we can assess the fit between our project and any funding opportunity that we see and apply for it, with a sense of detachment. Like, yay if we get it, but if we don't get it, that's just the first one, on to the next one. Mm-hmm. We've got 8 to go.
Kelly would have mentioned how, and that was so encouraging at the conference, listening and networking to find out other opportunities. And because of the data bank that she has, she's able to be like, okay, we have some people who could fit into that. And this is one of the things that's so important with attending conferences that are related to the industry. Because you can Zoom in, but it's nothing like being there physically and networking. I could remember, and I'm able to refer to this because this is a memory that came up on Facebook. At my International Festival and Events conference, I was sitting with some of my colleagues, and this particular person, Shelley, shout out to Shelley in Newport News, Virginia. And we were talking, and I said, the magic word Junkanoo. She didn't know what Junkanoo was. So, of course, I pull out my phone and I show her Junkanoo. And I can't show Junkanoo and not show Rake and Scrape.
Right.
So as a result of that, she was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Can you get this to Newport News, to our World Art Celebration Festival? And of course, Angelique being Angelique, I said, of course we can get that there, not knowing how, but I knew we would get it there.
Right.
So for 3 years, we were able to get different creatives from the Bahamas in Newport News.
Nice.
We got the Junkanoo Commandos to participate. We got Synergy Band to participate, and we got Shine 242 and Ebony to participate at this same festival, and it was a result of networking. As much as Junkanoo and Rake and Scrape means to us in the Bahamas, it's still a secret globally.
Wow.
It's still a secret.
Time is going fast, so we're getting some messages. We want you to continue to text us, 422-4796, but you can call as well, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, and again, text us, 422-4796. We are talking with Angelique McKay with the Orange Economy Unit and Kelly Magnus with the Caribbean Culture Fund. All right, here's a text, interesting text here. When you share information, who has access to the data? There's a realized fear here that when, they're saying the government, when the government sees a good idea, they take it because they're in need of good ideas. But who has access to when you submit your project for funding? How is it protected?
That's a great question. Thank you to the person who asked it. So the data that is submitted to us is treated with the strictest confidence. So your application is read only by the jury. Our jury signs a contract that they are not able to discuss the project or share information about any project outside of those jury deliberations. And the data mining that we do is completely anonymized. So in terms of the data that we share to fund us or in our reports, we are talking about trends and patterns. So we will share the percentage of women-led projects that we've received, or we'll talk about the breakdown of our projects by sector, by thematic area, but we are not sharing the details of anyone's project without their permission. When we get interest, so say, and this has happened, we've had a colleague fund us say, okay, of those projects that you have, so women-led projects in music, there is an opportunity that we think might be appropriate for them. We then invite the creatives to participate in the third-party opportunity. So no information is shared externally without the permission of the creative who submitted it.
Okay. How much money are we talking about? What is available out there? What figures can you give us?
Sounds like Dwight has a project.
I'll start with so our grants are for $5,000, $10,000, and $25,000. We have $5,000 grants for residencies and fellowships, and we introduced that grant stream because we realized that there was a lot of interest in just Caribbean creatives getting together. So that grant stream is for if you are in the Bahamas and you want to bring a poet from Trinidad to lead some workshops, there's funding available for that. And then our Art for Change grants are $10,000, and our Caribbean collaboration grants, which are projects that are led by 2 or more creative entities in 2 different Caribbean countries, those are for $25,000. But what is more exciting to me is the grant amounts that are in these third-party global grants that we can support people to get, because those are often for amounts that, like, I look forward to the day when the Caribbean Culture Fund can make $50,000 grants, but we're not there yet. But I can support you to get a $50,000 grant, right? And so for me, that's what's really exciting, because it allows us to put the possibility of getting much larger grant amounts in front of Caribbean people while we try to raise the money to do that ourselves.
Wow. And that is a possibility, a $50,000 grant.
There are grants out there for $50,000
in the creative industry.
Wow.
For arts and culture projects
The
open
orange
to global
economy.
applicants. Open to global applicants. And so our goal is to try to make sure that Caribbean people know about these and are applying for these.
Okay.
And they vary. Some are for specific sectors. So as I said earlier, there's a lot for film. Some are general. Some are based on specific themes. Like there'll be grants that are looking for arts projects that address climate action. There are all kinds of grants, and it's overwhelming. You know, we have a lot of people who subscribe to our newsletter, and sometimes I'll meet somebody at a conference, and they'll say, "Thank you for the newsletter. I read it every month," and then I'll say, "But have you applied for anything?" And they're like, "No, I mean to. I just, it's a lot." And I know it's a lot. Like some of this information is a bit daunting. But that's why we have our office hours. That's why we have our mentors now, because we really want to help Caribbean creatives crack this code. There's a lot of money out there. We should be getting our share of it.
Wow. Okay. Very exciting stuff. Again, Kelly Magnus, give us the contact information and your website.
Our website is CaribbeanCultureFund.org, and you can find us on Instagram, Caribbean Culture Fund. We're on LinkedIn, Caribbean Culture Fund. And you can email us at info@CaribbeanCultureFund.org.
Okay. Very exciting stuff, Kelly. Hopefully one day we'll get to meet you in person. But thank you for being with us
I hope so. I love the Bahamas, so I don't need very much.
Maybe we'll have a conference here that you can
incentive
attend.
to come back.
Excellent.
Maybe the Orange Economy will hold a conference here that you can attend. But I mean, you just spoke about conferences just now, and Angelique spoke about conferences. And I think it just can't be understated how important that networking aspect is of going and meeting people in different countries that do similar things, the sharing of ideas, meeting people that can advance projects. It's not just about phone conversations. That connection is so much better when you can work a room with those individuals.
Excellent. Angelique, you got the final say. How do we reach the Orange Economy Unit?
Well, right now, because we're in transition, the easiest way is the Orange Economy Unit at bahamas.gov.bs, as well as Orange Economy Unit on social media, Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. And we look forward to seeing you again next month.
Let's paint the world orange with aquamarine, black, and gold.
Kelly Magnus, thank you again. Angelique McKay, thank you. See you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and then be back to wrap things up. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Shine me, my heart beats racing. Tempt me, drive me, feel so exciting. Thought of highly, it's yours entirely. I'll be.
How does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
running low on summer funds? Squeeze every drop of fun out of your summer with a Fidelity personal loan. From backyard upgrades to family getaways, Fidelity is here to help. Call 356-7764 today.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
At Everybody Wins Live, the winning is bigger, the action is hotter, and the excitement never stops. We're giving away thousands in cash and free spins every month through our high-paying casino tournament. From Spin-Off to Spin Rush to our high-energy slot race tournament, your next spin can turn into your next payday. But that's not all. Lottery players can chase the jackpot, where every $10 lottery spend gets you one step closer to bursting the next jackpot. Will you be our next winner? What are you waiting for? Visit Everybody Wins Live to see all the ways you can cash in.
Water connects us. It shapes our islands, our culture, our communities, and our future. The Current, Echo, in partnership with Bahama Conservation and Sustainability, invites artists to submit work for At the Edge of the Water, a special exhibition presented during Climate Week. Artists are encouraged to explore themes including climate change, coral reef degradation, marine pollution, sustainable fishing, water conservation, and the cultural and historical significance of water. Selected works will be featured at The Current, Echo, at Bahamar, with the exhibition opening September 17th. The submission deadline is August 30th, 2026. Artists should submit an artist statement, exhibition proposal, up to 3 images of their work, an image list, current CV biography, and contact information as a single PDF. Submit your application to Avria Wright at avria.wright@bahamar.com. At the Edge of the Water, art inspiring dialogue, awareness, and action.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The Department of Inland Revenue has announced that its One Tax Bahamas portal, it's expected to improve the payment of taxes and fees to the department, will officially launch on September 1st. The change will allow the DIR to issue new Bahamas identification numbers, which will be an addition to the existing tax identification number. This will allow entries to better manage payments to the DIR, whether it is a business license fee or a value-added tax or real property tax or other taxes. The BIN numbers, the Bahamas identification numbers, will be rolled out in modules for businesses this November, and next year the DIR will roll out BIN numbers for real property tax purposes so as to not overwhelm the public with the changes. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. And the Bahamas should use the massive purchasing power of its tourism industry to build Bahamian companies capable of eventually becoming exporters. That's according to Bahamas Trade Commission Chairman and Chief Trade Negotiator Barry Griffin, who's speaking at the SIDS Global Business Network Forum and Island Investment Forum in the Maldives. Griffin's calling for a deliberate strategy to increase local participation in tourism supply chains. Overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump saying today that he's considering changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America as the trade war between the United States and Canada intensifies. Such a change would be reminiscent of the Republican president's unilateral action last year by executive order to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The United States and Canada locked in a trade dispute, with Canada expected to announce retaliatory measures today. That's in response to the Trump administration enacting 50% tariffs on $20 billion of Canadian goods over the weekend after talks between the countries broke down. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Monday, your market movers, Bahamas First moving 3,770 shares, closing unchanged at 225. Consolidated Water up 4 cents, closing at $5.99. Emira Incorporated up 3 cents, closing at $12.33. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,231.01, up 0.07. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Our final few minutes here. Well, no, we're over time actually, but just quickly want to read this message to questions. The people are lots of debates on the text line about averages and what it means. It's very exhausting. Anyway, this person says that don't let high school results stop you. I got 2 GCEs, but today I'm a CPA. And if you're wondering, I failed math, GC, and CPA today.
Right.
I mean, so that's beautiful.
It's
That's encouraging. Yes,
yeah,
although you
know.
don't really want the kids to
Fail.
be thinking like that.
However, if you
Right.
do,
But
I think
it
what
doesn't mean-
Aaliyah sounds was saying, if you fail, just get up and try
Get up and
again.
try
or
again.
something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so,
Try again.
Yeah, just try again.
Don't be a clown.
Yeah.
In high school, you're going to make it a lot harder for you once you get out of there. But even if you do, I mean, it is not the end of the world, right? So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But a very interesting show today.
Mhm.
Thank you, Duquesa Dean,
Thank
for being
you.
here. We're
I
going
had
to
a
leave you with
wonderful
another
time.
one of Aaliyah's songs on this sad anniversary, 25th anniversary for passing. This was a great one as we go. 4-page letter. Everybody have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
Mama always told me to be careful who I love, and Daddy always told me make sure he's right. I always had my eyes on this one particular guy. I was too shy, so I decided to write. I'm sending him a 4-page